Hello and welcome to another episode of Rufus Eats Cheese. Today we have this amazing smelling cheese. This is the Bleu de Basque. It's made with the same milk as the very famous Ossau Iraty. This is the black-faced or red-faced Manach sheep, and it's amazing. I tried just a little sample of it. There was a Frenchman selling cheese on the market, and how could I resist? We went over, sampled a few cheeses, and obviously bought quite a bit. So I'm very excited to bring this one to you guys. I've never seen it anywhere before. It's not like Manchego that you can buy pretty much anywhere. This is a beautiful Basque cheese. It's slightly blue, as you can see, but not very blue. It's also quite firm. It has a natural rind on it, which is edible. It has a really lovely nose to it. It smells great in here, but it's not a very stinky cheese. It just smells really cheesy. There's a little sour note coming through, but there's no, I can't smell any real bitterness yet. So it's aged for about 2.5 months, and unusually I try and bring you quite old cheeses because a lot of the old cheeses have been perfected over hundreds of years. They have protection and everything that goes with them because they're such an important part of the culture of where they're produced. Quite often it's mountain cultures where they don't really have too many other resources, so the cheese is the main kind of staple of the area traditionally. This Basque cheese, however, dates only from 2001. There's a cooperative that make it that was formed in 1978. It was a series of cooperatives who grouped together finally a cooperative of cooperatives, and they started producing this cheese in 2001, and what a cheese it is. I think we should probably dive in. Not that one. Actually, yeah, let's use this one. If you're after a set of these, by the way, there's a link in the description down below. They're really good, and I kind of like the little barrel as well there. So it's quite a firm cheese, but it's not very hard. See if we can get this to cut through. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to try a little piece first without the rind, just because I want to see what that's like. I'm not sure this was really the best knife for the job. This is firmer than I thought it was going to be, and the knife is somewhat less sharp than I thought it was going to be. So, let's go. It's crumbly, as you can see. It doesn't have the gooiness of a Roquefort or a Gorgonzola. It's not kind of jellyish or anything like Gorgonzola. It has some of the crumb of a Stilton, but it's a little drier than a Stilton, I would say. Let's see what the nose is like. Now that's surprising. The nose is really fresh. It's actually making my mouth water. There's a little sharpness that comes through on the nose, but it's not from the mold, I don't think. It's really kicking out that sheepiness that you get with, for example, Manchego. You get this lovely sharpness that gets the whole saliva going. Oh, that smells amazing. I'm not actually getting any hint of blue, but let's give this a try. Wow. It's beautiful. Oh, it's so sweet. There's this beautiful sweetness and then it changes, you get a lovely nuttiness to it. And only now I'm just getting a tiny hint of the blue, but it's really just, you know, a bit of dressing on there. It's not a strong pokey flavour. Wow, that's amazing. It's got all that lovely richness that you would expect from something like Manchego or Ossau Iraty, or even the Idiathabal. If you have a look up here, there's a video for Idiathabal, a Basque sheep cheese that I tried. Because these are high up in the Pyrenees, the sheep tend to fare, I think, a little better than some of the cattle, but let's have a look. I'm going to try this piece, I think. Again, beautiful and sweet, almost like candy sweet. It's gorgeous. That's interesting. That piece was a little bluer, and I'm getting the blue a little earlier, but it's very delicate. There's no, it's not like Stilton, for example, where it's kind of boom in your face. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now some more of that sharpness is coming through. Much more sharpness, saltiness, beautiful, and the texture is just starting to break up. It's very, very fine texture to it. Once those initial flakes have kind of broken up, the flavour's still developing. There's still some sweetness to it as well. There's a wonderful sweetness. I would say if there's any dairy flavours at all, it's much more buttery, I think, than lactic. But it's very hard to tell because there's so much from this sweetness and saltiness together. If you think of like salted caramel, it's kind of almost got something like that going on. I'm going to grab this knife and I'm going to see about trying another little piece. Let's try that one there. So I've got a bit of rind on here. The rind is described as edible. It's also very natural and unique to the production of this cheese. So give it a try. That had a little more animal in the beginning, but it's not a very pungent animal smell. Some cheeses that are referred to as having an animally kind of taste to them or scent really do just taste like a sweaty cow or something, or wet sheep. This is very subtle. This is kind of almost barnyardy, strawy kind of taste. It's like eating straw that sheep have slept on. So that is absolutely beautiful. But the flavour is really quite complex. I'm going to have a little bit more and try and get a bit more with the blue in it here. You can see how crumbly this is. As I lift this up, it really does kind of break apart into chunks. So I'll give this piece a go. Oh, it's so fresh, but at the same time quite sharp as well. It's beautiful. Wow, that is absolutely exquisite. So I've taken probably the bluest part of this piece here. and I am getting some more of the blue, but it's beautifully balanced. It's not it's not like some blue cheeses which are really in your face. This is just a lovely little accent on the already flavoursome sheep's cheese. If you think of all those best qualities of Manchego, the way it melts in your mouth, the texture, this has all of those, and then this lovely accent. I'd say, if anything, the blue tastes like a very, very mild version of Roquefort. It's not really got a gorgonzola-y thing going on. What an exquisite cheese. I'm definitely going to have to try and keep my eye open for this, because it's not one I'm going to find too easily, I don't think. It's going to take a bit of looking, a bit of searching. We're very lucky, we've got some very good cheese stockets in the local supermarkets, but we also have some independent cheese stockists, and I think if you're looking for this cheese, or you're looking for a different cheese to try, these are the places to try to get something a bit different, something that's probably going to be local, and something you've quite possibly never heard of before. I'd never heard of this cheese, and I've had several Basque cheeses. This is absolutely exquisite. You have to try this cheese. And have another little taste just to be sure, because I wouldn't want to do you guys a disservice. Let's have another little taster. Oh, that nose, I love that nose. Ah. And there it is. Oh. Because the flavours are so distinct, that piece kind of tasted just like the first piece. It wasn't something that my palate, if you like, had kind of got bored with or used to, which I do sometimes get with cheddar. Now, don't get me wrong, I love cheddar to bits. But if I'm eating really strong cheddar, after a while I almost can't taste the cheddar. It's just, yeah, it's nice. But all that initial kind of pizzazz from the first mouthful is gone. That's not the case with this. This is very much delivering everything it did from its first tasting. So, that is absolutely gorgeous. If you guys have any questions about this cheese, I will do my very best to answer them for you, though I am quite new to this cheese myself. If you're from the region, I would love some more information. You guys seem to make some incredible cheeses in the Basque region, as we know from the Idiazabal. This is an exquisite cheese, absolutely beautiful. I would imagine you could cook with this quite well. Anything you would put a hard cheese in, it would take quite well. Or anything that you would put a blue cheese in, you could kind of do that with both, I think. I'm sure it would partner beautifully with some full-bodied wines as well. You have to try this. You have to try this cheese. Absolutely beautiful. If you've got any comments, questions, drop them down below in the comment section. Please like, share, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification. And I will see you next time for another episode of Rufus Eats Cheese.